Spike, tell us about Timbersports, something you imagine began in Canada, I guess.
Yeah, of course, a lot of people think that, but the true birth of woodchopping was actually in Tasmania in about 1870 with a couple of guys. Had a big bet for £25 in actual fact, and there was a bit of a dispute at the end, and it did actually finish in a mass brawl, strangely enough. But obviously things have moved on a long way since then. Australia kind of hosted the first World Championships in about 1970. As to Canada and America, well, America was the first country to introduce Stihl Timbersports, coming up to 30 years ago now. They actually came up with this competition, 6 disciplines, all in one event. Top man takes a prize, and that's basically where it began.
It's highly skilled, actually, having seen the demonstration. It's not just cutting wood, is it?
The modern day competitor in the Stihl Timbersports series is an athlete. He's not just a lumberjack. Like any top athlete, he's watching what he eats, what he drinks, you know, good healthy lifestyle, but a huge amount of training. Everything is technique.
Get set, go! What's a Brit doing at the top of the championships in the world? How did you get into that?
I went to Switzerland in about 2003, maybe 2004, and did a Stihl Timbersports training camp over there, and I think the first year that I competed, I managed 4th in a European Championship there, won a big trip to the States, and yeah, just carried on working from there onwards. Grew with the sport, worked really hard at it, and fortunately enough for me, you know, I've been top man for the last 10 years, represented Great Britain, 10 World Championships now, still Team GB captain, and I've got a lot to be thankful for, you know, great sport, and it's taken me many places around the world.
How long do you spend sharpening them then?
Well, axes aren't too bad. I can edge up an axe pretty quick with some good stones, you know, maybe a couple of minutes after a competition. But if you really damage an axe, if you hit something really hard in there and you bend it, then it's a lot of work in the workshop. You have to regrind them. You can spend a day redoing an axe. And the same with the crosscut saws. To refile a crosscut saw can take a couple of days. Just to re-edge can take maybe anything from 2 to 6 hours. Familiarise yourself with the sort of things we use. I mean, this is what we call a race axe, okay? But the edge on that, believe you me, you can shave with that, no problem at all. Everything is precise. So when you see me cutting here, you'll notice that my knees, my feet, my hips, shoulders, everything's in a straight line. So the competitor lines himself up at the beginning of the contest, the axe comes up, he swings, draws the axe in. It's good to relax, cut it clean. It's important, every hit in the right place. Get in again. Then we start to move a little bit, just chopping away, nice rhythm. It's important. I roll it in a little bit. Now I'm driving. One more in the bottom, and there it is.
And tell us about Spike over here, the hot machine, the hot chainsaw.
You know, that's a 300cc Rotax engine. It came out of a 900cc jet ski. It's got a 48 flat Mikuni carb, which is the biggest one they put on a Harley Davidson. V-force reeds, full race pipe. You know, it's just not there to look pretty and sound nice. It's there to put the back pressure on and put the torque on the saw. Chain speed, you're looking at probably a standard saw would run, full professional saw around about 70 miles per hour. This thing's doing probably 250. It's direct drive, there's no clutch, there's no brake. You know, you have to know what you're doing. A lot of practice, but in the competition, you know, there's a lot of pressure on you to get it right.
There are several disciplines, 6 disciplines. What's your favourite?
My favourite's a standing block. You know, for me, it's a simulation tree fall. You know, I'm constantly now, you know, the 30 centimetre block, 12-inch diameter. I'm knocking them off regularly in under 20 seconds. Underhand's good, single block. all these events are pretty good to me now. Always kind of struggled a little bit with a springboard, you know, being a little bit portly myself, and you know, a lot of guys look at me but again, you know, it's practice cutting those pockets. You've got to cut 2 pockets in a tree, you're going up 2.8 meters, you're chopping a block on the top of it, and I'm still getting those off in around about the minute mark, which is pretty respectable.
It's a straightforward single saw, which you have razor sharp. How long does it take to get through one of those trunks?
Okay, so the single buck saw in a competition now, when I'm sawing something like white pine and we're sawing a 46 centimeter log, which is roughly speaking about 18 inches, I'm knocking those out in about 14 seconds.
14 seconds.
Yeah.
It's an amazing sport. We look forward to seeing it here at the Game Fair. It's the first time it's been here. It's going to be a big attraction, isn't it?
Oh, it'll be huge, and what a fantastic location. You know, I said this earlier on, you know, you couldn't wish to have it in a better position. It's right in the heart of England. For me, that's kind of important, being an Englishman, you know. British Championship here, CLA, biggest game fair in the world. Come on, what could be better? Come over and see us. First day, we've got exhibition day. Second day is the British Championship. You see the top 16 guys find it out for #1 position.
That's it. Go.